Hello, good morning and welcome to Newsfile. This is your most authoritative news analysis show. And here on Newsfile, as you know, we put Ghana first. It's a sad day, but we've got to do this. From vandalism to guns and machetes, blows at the party headquarters, to possible murder of one of their own, is the NPP in a sustained campaign of intolerance, self-destruction, and designing its own loss in 2016? Is Dr. Afarijan now starting to listen as he suspends voter registration after protest by the NPP and the other parties? Can you afford, is it 9% more or so on fuel? We may find time to re-diagnose the finance minister's diagnosis of the ailing economy. This is Newsfile, your most authoritative news analysis show. I'm Samson Anyanini. We'll be right back. You're welcome back. This is Newsfile, your most authoritative news analysis show. And here on Newsfile, we put Ghana first. The show is brought to you by the kind sponsorship of Bank of Africa, strong as a group and close as a partner. MTN, welcome to the new world. Sasso Spray, fresh and powerful. Star Assurance, creating smiles since 1985, celebrating 30 years of solid partnership. Lipton Tea, the #1 tea brand all over the world. And of course, Yum Vita, that's the delicious way to grow. Well, we are talking about NPP and its problems, its own infighting, the troubles that have bedeviled the party since the new executive took over. You remember all the problems that began at the headquarters, starting with even the elections, the vetting processes, and going through the vetting processes to the election itself of the executives, and then after that, the taking hostage of some of the executives at the party headquarters and how police had to go in there, the blows, the machetes, and the reported, guns that found themselves at that incident, and the repeated, almost daily problems, infighting, party stalwarts getting suspended because they are making one comment or the other, and it appears that all of that has now gotten to the peak with the suspicion of possible murder of one of its own because some cannot tolerate others. You're aware that the party's Upper East Regional Chairman, Adams Mahama, has died after an acid attack, murder, call it. We will look at all the issues arising before and to this particular point, and then answer the question once again. And I am tired of that cliche. If the NPP is in self-destruct mode. Not too long ago, I referred to a scripture that said that a house that is divided against itself cannot stand. Here we are, continue fighting. After this death, there are accusations and counter-accusations. There are demands for some of the executives to step aside, and the NDC has its own prescription. It is rather Nanado who should step aside for failing to keep the party together. We'll deal with all of these matters, which will take the most part of our discussion today. And then we would also look at whether or not the Electoral Commissioner is now suddenly beginning to listen to the parties because it has suspended a registration exercise, voter registration exercise, after the parties called for same because of non-consultation with them. And the EC boss himself has ordered a suspension. Is he now beginning to listen as he exits office? 9% on your fuel in doomsday ailing economy. Can you afford? We may have time to look at what Seth Tekpe, the finance minister, has been talking about your economy. Is he engaging in empty rhetorics about his suggestion that Ghana's economy is on the verge of recovery, or he's doing serious figures? Is it blind optimism that he's engaged in, or economic reality? And that's how my producer puts it. I love that sound. Well, the show is coming to you live from Multi TV. This is your Joy News channel, and we're coming to you from the Kokomlemle studios. Also, we are live on Joy 99.7 FM and over a dozen affiliate stations across the country. All over the world, you can get us at Multi TV World/streams, or you can also go to myjoyonline.com and you get to hear us in very crystal clear sound. You can also use your TuneIn app. If you don't have it, download it on your phone and you will have good quality sound as well. Subsequently, the show is available on the ABN television Sky Channel 236. And I'm happy to introduce to you my guests for this edition of the show. Abdul Malik Kweku Bako is the editor-in-chief of the New Crusading Guide newspaper, and he is our regular panelist. Also, the Honorable Ni Ayikwe Otu is a lawyer and former Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana. Dr. Evans Agri Dako is lecturer, Department of Political Science of the University of Ghana, Legon. Kofi Adams is national organizer of the ruling NDC that has an interesting twist to who should take ultimate responsibility for the killing of Adam Mahama. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Great. Well, on a rather sad note, but what can you do? We will also be going to the Bolgatanga and then speaking to our correspondent, Albert Sori. As you know, Ms. Adams is being buried today. According to Islamic tradition, he should have been buried immediately, but there was a need for the autopsy that we understand was finished a little late. And then also Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, the flag bearer of the NPP, was on a journey in Europe. He suspended that and wants to be part of today's event. So he should also be heading to Bolga if he's not there already. His vice presidential candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bamia, is already there, and a number of the party people are there also. We'll bring you updates on that, find out who is there and what is happening, because there are also signals that it might not be a pleasant, event, because some of the youth intend to do something untoward. The police have said that they have deployed sufficiently to ensure that nothing bad happens. Let's hope we get a very smooth process. Now, I'd like to, begin with us going on to briefly look at the president. He was addressing ECOWAS, and he had a few problems with his speech as well. Let's briefly listen to the president, and then I'll just take some brief preliminary comments on that, and then we'll move on to the most substantive issue that we have to discuss today.
The Nation and Security Council presents us with the responsibility to finally approve the recommendations proffered therein. Of particular significance will be the signing of the Supplementary Act of Enhanced Powers of the ECOWAS Parliament. Of particular significance will be the enhanced powers of the ECOWAS. I'm missing some pages here. Well, I'm missing some pages here. I wonder what must have happened. But there are several other issues that will be discussed at this summit to do with the enhanced powers of the ECOWAS Parliament. We would also be discussing issues to do with peace and security in the West African sub-region.
That's our own president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He pulled it off nicely, if you ask me, but who put him up to this? And if you think this is an NDC-NPP politics, please get